Hello, high school football fans. I'm Joe Medley with East Alabama Sports Today. It is the last of our 14 installments of our Talkin football travels here around the county as we visit all the football playing schools here in Calhoun County. We traditionally work south to north in the county, and Piedmont is as north as it goes. And Jonathan Miller, we're with Coach Jonathan Miller today in his third year. And coming off of a jamboree on Friday at Ohatchee, you've had a chance to look at some film, and what was the good, the bad, and the ugly?
Well, just like I told you the other night, we made too many mistakes, a couple penalties here and there that you got to clean up. But you got to remind yourself, just like I told you the other night, it's on August 15th, and it's early, and you're gonna make some of those mistakes. You'd like to be perfect, but it's just not gonna be the case this time of year. So it gives us something to work towards, something to look at and review today as a team, and hopefully do some of those things better as we move forward.
And one of the things that came from that jamboree the other night, Raleigh Pinto scored 3 touchdowns, 2 against Alexandria, 1 against Jacksonville. 2 of them on big plays, long catch and runs, diving catch in the end zone, fade route. He obviously set a record last year is the state single season receiving yardage record holder. But it seems to me that he's kind of entered that territory now as a senior physically, where it's like one of these things is just not like the others. He's a different. He seems to have reached a new level every year, and he just seems to be on a different level this year.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I saw a little bit better burst out of him, and he'd already improved that last year, the explosiveness after the catch, and the other night he looks like he had another year. So it's exciting to see. Happy for him. He's worked extremely hard, to get to this point, as a lot of our kids have too. But he worked extremely hard, and the fruits of his labor have shown on the field, and they're probably going to show even that much more this year.
The diving catch you made in the end zone on the last play in the varsity period, and the leaping catch you made here in the 7-on-7. It looks like he's become that receiver who can be open when he's not really that open.
He is. You just got to throw it up to him sometimes and let him make a play. I mean, he makes outstanding catches all the time. Practice, games, catches the ball better than anybody I've ever had. And hands wise, he's elite. And making those contested catches, balls that are maybe outside of his catch radius, outside of his body, does a good job adjusting and making plays on those, and he can do it in traffic too. Don't matter if he's covered, uncovered, whatever. But even the long run he made the other night, he made a great catch beforehand. That kind of got overlooked after he made the run afterwards. But he's just a guy that can make plays. He's an elite player.
It seemed on the diving one, it seemed like he kind of kept his body in there, and at the last minute lunged out, to kind of block the defensive back.
Yeah, he had a little bit of contact and got pushed a little bit, and it's a great throw by Cole Austin, first of all, and put it right where it needed to be, and then Riley did the rest from there. But it's an extremely acrobatic catch, and one that was, the degree of difficulty on that was pretty high.
He's a 3-star now. I think he may be a 4 by the end, and may should be a 4 already. But you mentioned Cole Austin. Comes in for Cole Wilson at quarterback. Cole Austin's been one of the rising star athletes here in Piedmont for a couple of years. I think people here will tell you that, and now his time is here. And just what did you see out of him in that game? What have you seen out of him in the preseason?
Well, I thought he played well the other night. He's a kid that's not going to get rattled, so that's very, very important. Playing the quarterback position, it's not going to get rattled. Mistake is not going to make or break him. He's going to come back and be able to fight that adversity and make plays. So that's the thing I'm most excited about with him. He's a kid that he can throw the football, he can run the football a little bit. So a little bit different perspective than we had last year. Cole Wilson had a big arm and made all kinds of crazy throws. He's a very talented guy throwing the football. So Cole's a little bit different. We got to do the things that everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. So we got to do the things that he does best. I think he's going to have a great year for us. He's no stranger to pressure. He's been the starting shortstop since he was in 7th grade. So 3 years, with that and pitching in big playoff series, since he was in the 7th grade. So he's been in pressure situations. You know, obviously it's different playing quarterback, but you know, he'll be able to lean on those situations to help get him through.
Very mature as a sophomore, and it brings more of a running dimension too when you need it.
When we need it, yep. He's you know, he can run. Got good speed, good vision. So that's something that at times we can lean on throughout the season.
And then a running back this year, Nick Dixon transferred in from Sachs. You got some other kids that are going to be running the ball too. It looks to me, we were talking about this before we went on camera. It's been a while since I've seen a speed tailback here, and it seems like you've got that this year.
We do. Nick's a guy that's you know, he's got that burst, at that top end speed that you like to see in a running back. And you know, not only Nick but Jackson Howard behind him and Landry Wright's got pretty good speed as well. So I think we got 3 guys there that we're comfortable with running the football, and you'll see all 3 of them running throughout the season. And you know, it's you know, a little bit more like a committee, but we like where we're at the running back position, no doubt.
And then defensively, it looks to me like Bentley Chandler is kind of the leader coming back. Am I seeing that right?
You are. I mean, Bentley's you know, all-state player last year, had a great season for us.
Made the play at the end of the 5K.
Always seems to be in the right spots. Bentley does. You know, and leader on that side of the ball for us for sure. Chase Kirkpatrick also plays inside linebacker. Had a lot of tackles alongside Bentley last year. He's a junior. He's got 1 year starting experience under his belt. You know, I think he'll have a big year. He's always around the football. Ben Dempsey on the back end, senior defensive back, safety for us. You know, he's got a year of experience now. Ben had, you know, 5 or 6 interceptions last year. He had a good year for us, and he'll kind of be the leader there on the back end.
Lost a lot of all-county players from last year, but it seems like you had plenty coming back to build a good team around. Just what's your feeling about this team?
We did. We lost 12 or 13 really good seniors. Just about everyone, I think every one of them played. You know, so we do. You know, coming into the season, we had holes in the field, obviously, like you do every year. Now this team, we've got 8 seniors. It's a younger group. You know, about 40% of the teams in the 10th grade. You know, so we got a big 10th grade class. A lot of those kids will be playing. We got a good junior class too. So a lot of those kids have played and will play. So you know, a little different makeup. We've had bigger senior classes my first 2 years, but you know, I like this team. They did. Some of those younger kids got the experience. You know, we played 5 or 6 9th graders at times last year throughout the season. So a lot of those kids got valuable experience. Now we are, you know, we're all are young in some spots. We'll likely start a freshman on the offensive line. We'll start, you know, freshmen probably on defense as well. So we are young in some spots, but you know, it's kids that are talented and they'll grow in to those positions as we, you know, as they gain experience throughout the course of the season.
And Class 3A Region 6, Piedmont won this region last year. 9-team region, graduation hit a lot of teams in the region hard.
There were a lot of senior heavy football teams, I feel like, last year, which led to a crazy situation, the playoff situation and things going down to the last week. You know, and there could be some more of that this year, you know, with playing region games into week 10. I think it's going to be a competitive region again, so you never know what's going to happen. But, you know, I think, you know, there's, you know, I hate to single anybody, I think Westbrook's going to have a good football team. I think they've got a lot of return. Let's just put it that way. I think they'll be pretty good. And then you've got teams like J.B. Pennington who return a good bit, and you know, Welborn will be solid. There's a lot of teams. Weaver, you know, a lot of good football teams in this region. There's really too many to mention, but you know, could be another situation where it comes down to week 10 to clear up the playoff picture.
And this is your 3rd year here, and as kids graduate, it becomes more and more the team you built. Just how do you feel about where you are now, where just your feel right now in this job?
Well, I think each year that goes by, we've had, you know, good progression from one year to the next. Retention, kids are used to example, on offense, we're used to being no huddle now. You know, that was a big change initially with that first team. So just things like seeing the signal from the sideline, getting lined up correctly, you know, have been easier as time's gone by. You know, so just getting our systems implemented, you know, and the coaching staff getting comfortable with one another and that kind of thing.
So he's one of those motion sensor lights in here. Can we get it back on again? There we go. Yeah, we do these things on campus, and when you do these things on campus, you get class change tones, you get announcements,
Right.
and sometimes you get motion sensor lights, and that's part of the charm of this. But you were talking about just how far things have come for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think each year that goes by, it gets better and better, and you know, kids are kind of, you know, locked in to what we're trying to accomplish on both sides of the ball, and you know, I think we've made a lot of progress, you know, over those couple of years.
Jonathan Miller, third-year Piedmont coach, and this wraps up this year's Talkin Football travels around the county, and always been enjoyable. We added Hope Christian and Jacksonville Christian to this year, so it was 14 teams and just more fun. You know, looking ahead to you know, what you're hoping to see in your first game here. Just kind of what's your sense there?
Well, we're jumping in the fire for sure. You know, week 0, Cherokee County comes early. You know, cut down on the mistakes from the Jamboree, penalties you want to cut back on, and just play it clean. You want to play as clean a football game as you can, because if you do that, you'll give yourself a shot to win it. So just play clean, cut down on mistakes, and you know, I know we'll play hard. Rivalry game, they'll play hard. They're a good football team, so should be a good matchup to start the season off.
It is week 0, full schedule of games. There's some teams still open this week, but football is here. High school football is here. 2025 season is here, and I will see you at a football stadium near you. Thank you, everybody.